back with our remaining moments. Do we know why he killed?
Well, we don't know why he killed. I really believe there was a chance of finding that out had he not been murdered, and he had been studied extensively.
Could have been inability to interact with people. You
That's
know,
part,
back to the shyness, back
right.
to...
That's definitely part of it.
It was an overwhelming desire.
Yes.
He admitted that. He had an overwhelming desire to have passive mates.
Even the psychiatrist that examined him for the purpose of the trial didn't really know why he did it. But he did tell me why he felt that he could do what he did, why he felt free to do what he did. He told me that, and this was after reading the books by these scientists on creation science, he felt that he was up from the slime, as he put it, you know, molecules to amoebas to Larry type of a thing, evolution, that there was nothing, no direction by a God, no one to be accountable to, no one to answer to at all.
That's what he believed.
That's what he felt. That's why he felt he could just do whatever he wanted to. That's quite different from knowing the cause of.
Did he ever explain to you why he ate even small parts of the body?
That goes back to, he did tell me that he felt that he just wanted to examine everything, as every possibility as far as control, having control. And
what do we learn from this?
Hopefully we learn to watch our children, monitor them, love them dearly, but be aware of any nuances. How do you know who's going to be a serial killer? There's still not that many profiles out there, and most parents are not that adept, or do they study their children in depth?
My wonderful ex-boss said, but for the grace of God, there I go. But there are people.
Have we had any exhaustive studies of
serial killers, or Jeff?
Serial killers.
Serial killers,
yes.
Yes, and you know, there's a certain profile, of course, 34 and white, and so forth and so on.
Angry loner.
Yes.
But he's different.
Torturing animals.
He was not a typical
But he didn't torture any
profile.
animals. He didn't fit the profile. Well, he fit some of the profile. Shy, that sort of thing.
So you're saying if you have children that show offbeat keys, very, very shy, early liquor, get them some attention. Liquor should have been a sign, right?
Yes.
It should have.
Yes.
It should have.
What's life like for the two of you now?
We're doing all right. We're retired. We have a lot of faith that has gotten us through this. And we have many good friends out there. You make friends, if you make friends in dire times, they stick with you. So we've lost a lot of family, a lot of people we knew, but we have a lot of friends who are proud of us, who are not ashamed of who we are, again, because we've done nothing wrong. So life is good.
Do you have cousins that stopped talking to you? And...
Oh,
there were a few cousins that wanted to distance from us.
Are there other people named Dahmer?
It's a very uncommon name, and I imagine that this is rough on them. There aren't many as you go from city to city and look at the phone books. There aren't many, but I imagine it's extremely rough for them to go through this.
You ever run into relatives that are victims?
we have several. We have a very close friend, the sister of one of the victims, and she and we are sounding boards.
Sherry engendered that relationship.
Well, we met at a civil trial.
With the sister of a victim.
Yes, and it's helpful, Larry, to share thoughts and feelings with someone who's on the other side. She wants to know how we feel, and of course we want to know how she feels, and that's healing.
We arranged a meeting with her and Jeff at the prison, and then later when he was murdered,
she was at the service, the memorial service.
She was at the service, and she said to me, Lionel, I forgive Jeff.
Very Christian thing to do.
Oh, yes, she's a wonderful woman.
Lionel, honestly, you have any guilt?
Well, I'm not. Sometimes I feel like I do, but that in that, I mean, I'm not a participant in it, and yet I feel guilty that I didn't spend more time with Jeff rather than with my wife. The common knowledge is spend the time, make the relationship with your wife right, and everything will fall in place with your children. But it didn't happen that way.
Anybody going to do a movie at all?
There's a possibility.
There's a couple of guys named Ambler and Dickinson in Kansas City who would like to make a feature film of the whole story.
A father's story.
A father's story.
She would cooperate?
Yes.
With Father's Day coming Sunday?
Yes.
And if it will help.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Easy. Great meeting you.
Thank you, sir.
It was
Thank you.
wonderful meeting you.
Lionel and Sherry Dahmer, the parents of the late Jeff Dahmer. I'll be back in a minute to tell you about tomorrow night. Don't go away.